Day 7 on the Empire State Trail, and we're starting a whole new section. This is the Champlain Valley Trail, and we are in Rouses Point, New York. We're basically in Canada at this point, or as close as we can get without actually crossing the border. We're right on Lake Champlain. This Champlain Valley Trail is all on road, so I'm anticipating some really beautiful views of the lake and some fall trees, some fall foliage as we ride south. But I've never been here before, so I don't really know what to expect. So let's get started and find out. To Rouses Chasm, sorry, along the route. The first part from Rouses Point into Plattsburgh was very scenic, very rolling. The topography wasn't very up and down, pleasant. There was a lot of traffic. There's certainly a wide shoulder, but this is an on-road route, so there's a lot of traffic. Past Plattsburgh, there's a bit of a paved trail, and then the elevation starts going up and down a little bit more. And then you get to Rouses Chasm, which is a really amazing geological feature. It's crazy how the river kind of makes this 90-degree bend here, and you can certainly go in and do a bunch of things here to explore it more. I'm just stopping here now for the day. Rich is riding on. I think he's going to ride to Westport today. So I'll catch up with him and get some footage there, and then that should be it for today. And then tomorrow we'll continue on south on the Champlain Valley Trail.
From Rouses Chasm to Westport was just beautiful. You had the lake on your left hand side, the Adirondacks on the right. It also became a lot more climby, and I personally like that, but they weren't overly steep. One or two were kind of long, but you know, it added some entertainment to the ride. And then the shoulder, you know, varied in width from narrow to non-existent to kind of wide. But it was well signed, easy to navigate, and just beautiful.
Morning of day 8 on the Empire State Trail. I am not dressed for biking today because I'm actually going to let Rich start today. We're again out of Westport. I thought it would be nice to have this beautiful view of the lake here at Westport. You can see the fog has actually not lifted yet from here, but hopefully I think it will once he starts biking out. So Rich is going to ride this first portion, and then I'm going to drive to Ticonderoga, ride up to meet him, and then I think we should be doing from there to Whitehall and ending in Whitehall today. So we'll find out from Rich how this first section went, and then I will start riding here midday and ride to Whitehall and see how it goes.
I just rode from Westport to Ticonderoga on the Champlain Trail road shoulder. It was, while it had its moments of beauty, I would say it was more stressful than yesterday's ride. I felt like there was a lot more traffic, a lot more delivery trucks, truck traffic, and the shoulder was definitely narrower overall than yesterday. Yeah, it was 27 miles, and it was definitely a little bit more for your seasoned road veterans, that is for sure. And I've done a fair amount of road riding, so.
I'm jumping in here from the end of the section I just rode, which is Whitehall, because Rich just had a really bad ride and I just had a really great ride, and so I want you to see what I just rode, which was gorgeous, and then I'll talk to you at the end. So here's what I just rode. So that was what I just rode, which is Ticonderoga to Whitehall, and I feel like I kind of really lucked out today. It was definitely the best part of the Champlain Valley Trail that I've ridden or seen so far, and possibly one of the best sections of the Empire State Trail system so far that I've ridden. It was just gorgeous. It was on road, but the double marking of the shoulder, it was wide, and it really felt like it kept the vehicles away. And to me, the up and down of the section was really interesting and rolling. There was a lot of climbing uphill. They weren't super long. The grade was very comfortable. There was one that was long and with a bit sharper grade. But really, honestly, just like such a beautiful section. I had a great day riding. I'm so sorry Rich had to ride the really crappy portion. But if you ride any section of the Champlain Valley Trail, I think I might recommend so far this section out of Ticonderoga. Very nice. So I'm looking forward to seeing what maybe the southern end section of this trail system is like.